Welcome to Document Production. Be ready to watch the video and develop your skills.
Hi everybody, welcome to this second tutorial where we're going to be looking at some tips and tricks for making a digital document readable and presentable. Today we're going to have a quick look at how to make some styles, and we're also going to look at how to break our document into different sections. So here we have a two-page document with lots of ugly text. It certainly needs a little bit of work. So what we're going to do is look at all of these little kind of subtitle areas. We've got Unit 1 here, Unit 2, Unit 3, etc., etc. So these little subtitles, I just want to format them to have a specific style. So for example, I want it to be bold, red color, italic, size 12, and Times New Roman. So this is the style that I want all of these to have. So how can I apply this style to this text? There are a number of ways. I'm going to show you one way to do it. So I'm going to select the text that I've just styled. I'm going to go into Styles, and I'm going to say Create a Style. I'm going to call this one Red Subtitle, and I'm going to modify it. There's something that I forgot to do. So it's Times New Roman, size 12, red color, bold, italic, and I just want to make sure that it's indented a little bit. So I'm just going to use this indent button here. So let's do an OK to that. Just double check. It's got a name. I've styled it as I want it. And OK. So this is the style. Now I want to apply that style to this text. So there it is, red subtitle. Done. Red subtitle. Boom. So there you go. That's how to create a style. Now also, when you've finished designing your style, you could go back into that. You can just right click and go to modify, and if we were to make a change, let's change it from red to blue and do OK, you can see that every element that had the style applied to it also changes. Okay? So that's a very useful feature of Microsoft Word. Styles. Let's just modify that again and go back to red. Okay. Now then, let's move on. We're just going to talk a little bit about breaks in a document to help with page layout. So what I want is this first page here to be on its own on the first page. So I'm just going to do enter, 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 enter on my keyboard, push everything else down to the start of the second page. Now, actually that's not really the best way to do it, because if I start to edit the first page, look what happens to the second page. It's being impacted by the changes that I'm making to the first page. I don't really want that to happen. So I'm going to show you a trick which will allow us to stop that from happening. At the end of the introduction section, which is here, we're going to go into layout and breaks, and I'm going to choose a page break. So now you can see that because we have a page break, everything else after that is pushed onto the next page. And if I start to edit this first page, the page break ensures that the next page is not impacted at all. Okay, so that's a really smart way of formatting a document to separate it into different pages. Another thing you can do is create different sections within the document. So for example, from Unit 1 all the way down to the end of the Unit 6 paragraph, which is down here, I want that to be a section, and I'm going to modify it in a particular way. So if I can insert another break, which this time is going to be a section break, I could choose a next page break, which will put the section onto a new page, or I could just do a continuous section break, which will allow me to create a new section on the same page. Let's choose continuous. So this is the start of a new section, which is here, and I want it to end after the end of the Unit 6 paragraph, which is here. This is the end of the section, and then we'll continue to the conclusion of the document. So let's do the same thing. Layout, breaks, a continuous section break. Oh, there it is. Can you see it? Let's just do enter so that we can see what's going on. By the way, the reason I can see these section breaks and page breaks and other formatting issues in my document is because in the Home tab, I've clicked Show and Hide Formatting, this button here. And if I deselect that, I don't see it anymore. So this is very useful to tell you things that are happening in the document. Now with this section break here, this is the start of the section, let's just put the cursor into the section. There's my cursor. Now let's do something. Let's say, okay, layout, margins, custom margins. I'm going to have a left margin of 4 centimeters and a right margin of 4 centimeters. And let's just apply it to the section that I'm currently in, and we'll do OK. Look what happens. Those margins only impact the section that I'm in. The margins didn't impact the conclusion area, and the margins didn't impact anything before the section. Okay, so this is the beauty of creating sections in your document. You can format them independently of other areas in your document. Okay, in fact, let's just stay in this area here. I'm going to do another formatting option. I'm going to go to Layout, Orientation, Landscape. Now we can see that everything up to the section is portrait, and I've just formatted my section to be landscape, and then we continue back to portrait because that's outside the section. So that's the beauty of creating sections within your document. Alright guys, that's the end of this tutorial. I hope you learned something new and you'll have a chance to apply your new skills.